So setting up for success, I think I found that we've had like the same conversations over and over again, me and each individual person. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of cram every tip, hint, hack, and good idea that I've ever had into about a 30-minute chat. If you want to add anything, if you have any questions, if you think of a hurdle that we can come up with a solution for, then somehow get my attention. IT is not my strong point, but we'll give it our best go. Oh, admit. Hi, Sue. So the agenda today, a couple of things. People have been achieving their goals and given me great feedback on their way out. One of them is everyone in the group chat seems really lovely. Everyone in the group chat seems great, but they don't feel comfortable in kind of speaking out because you don't know who's in there. So not everybody can make it to any of the circuits or the in-person sessions that we do. So I thought if we did like a group call where I do most of the talking, at least you would have like faces to the names of the other people in the group. Then we're going to talk about like the real life struggle, what we think living a healthy lifestyle is and what the reality is, common hurdles, and nearly everyone has got exactly the same problems. So whether it be food, time, stress, family, being the bottom of the priority pile, it's kind of all the same for everybody, so we can work together to overcome them. The big idea, I'll wait for that screen to go through it, make good choices easier. So the idea is that we all keep this up for a long time because we are able to do it quite easily. As soon as it becomes really hard or out of reach or unrealistic, I've muted Nick now. It becomes a slog, and that's why you can't keep it up. Make it stick. So we'll talk about habits, how to create good habits, how to get rid of bad habits, and then the rest is support and accountability, a little recap, and some things for you to try straight away, and then a thank you for your time. So I've gone through this already. The main point about this is we're not looking for perfection. We're looking for a sustainable lifestyle that supports our goals. So if we're consistently making good decisions, we will have success. If every now and again we have a perfect day, it's going to take a lot of perfect days in a row to actually get where we're going. The real life struggle is I think nearly everybody in the group has said to me at some point that I've just not got willpower or my willpower doesn't last. The secret is literally nobody has everlasting willpower or even discipline. I think the world makes us feel that we're lazy or we've dropped the ball or it's our fault that we're not living a lifestyle that we think we should be living. But really, the world is making it as easy as possible for us to get fast food. So we have to hardly walk anywhere. We can get like an Uber on our phone to pick us up from the exact space that we're in. So the world's kind of sabotaging you with a view to making us spend a load of money. But in the meantime, it's taking away our ability or even our thought process of doing things for ourselves. So if not willpower, because that doesn't last, what can we count on? These are the hurdles that we face. Not knowing what to eat. So like the education side of things, sometimes you might have a blank in your mind, you might not have any ideas, you might just be stuck eating the same food like 3 times a week on rotation. But I like to try and educate you as we go. No time for workouts. I think that affects everybody where you feel you have to commit a huge amount of time or a big chunk of time to working out. All or nothing mindset. This is a big one. So if we have one meal off track, one piece of cake, one alcoholic drink, you think that's it, I've ruined it, I have to start again on Monday. Lack of motivation. Like I said, motivation doesn't last. Disrupted routine. So by this, I mean things like holidays, Christmas, birthday parties, anything that's out of the norm, school holidays, anything that's out of our normal routine. And it's really hard to get back into what we call our good routine. Family and work pressure. And this can mean anything from people taking your time or capitalizing on all of your time, but also pressure that you get from like at work when people bring cakes or sweets or it's someone's birthday or you're going out for drinks. There's always somebody, and it's not you, that's inviting you to something or pressuring you to drink or pressuring you to eat something. And we can often feel really guilty that we're not indulging with them. Lack of belief. I think we've all tried different diets, me included, where we've restricted food, where we've tried exercise, and up until this point, we haven't found something that actually lasts. So we don't achieve our goal and then live happily ever after. And that repeated cycle can really take away your belief that you're actually ever going to reach your goal, but I guarantee you will. Cravings. Of course, we all have cravings. Sometimes you literally just cannot stop thinking about ice cream with meringue crumbled on top, but it's just keeping it moving and not having it for every meal of the day. Slow progress. I've put this last and bigger because you could have had like a perfect week, 7 days in a row, where we've kept our food diary, we've drank our water, and you've lost like 0.3 of a pound and you feel really disheartened. Some people even gain a bit of weight, don't they, Nick? But when that happens, we've got a whole spreadsheet of evidence that what you're doing is actually working. So again, each time in your weekly report, I will give you evidence as to if we're doing the right thing or not. So I want you to have a think as we move through this, like what's your biggest hurdle right now? I think lots of people would say time, but we've all got different things, whether it be stress, not knowing what to eat, what exercise to do, whether it be that we just can't stop eating sweets, whatever it is, we've all got something that if I could say just one thing, what's making an impact negatively on your goals at the moment, something would come to mind. So we do not rise to the level of our goals. We don't set a goal or have a dream and then just kapow, we're there. We fall to the level of your systems. So if we don't have a plan, if we haven't got an idea of what we're going to eat or what we're going to do in a week, we really don't have much of a chance of having a good result when it comes to the check-in day. Results are built, not found, so it's no fluke. People who have been slim or healthy or sporty or active for their whole life, it isn't that they're more motivated than you, it's not that they're more disciplined, it's just that they've built habits that support that kind of lifestyle and they now see themselves as that kind of person. So we just need to stack some habits, and the more we do, it will become automatic. And before you know it, you're a creep running 5Ks and looking for records, aren't you, Amanda? So make good choices easy. This is kind of the theme of the whole talk. The easier it is to make good choices, the more likely we're going to do it. The moment that it's easier to make a choice that doesn't support our goals, we're going to be in trouble. So things like control the chaos, a little bit of organization, thinking about what we've got in at home, thinking if we need to do a food shop, thinking if we've triple booked ourselves with appointments, make it a priority. You have all really invested your money, your time, you've made yourself vulnerable by telling me what you want to change and what you want to achieve. Make it a priority, especially while we do this, because we will be doing it long enough that these habits will stick. And that's the whole point. Prep. Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So a few literal moments, it doesn't have to be a whole day, but moments here and there of preparation can change your whole week around. So examples of these, we eat what's in the house. If our cupboards are full of biscuits, turkey jetters and super noodles, that's what we're going to eat. Whether it be that we're so hungry and we need to eat something fast and that's the only option. If we've got no food in, we're going to run and get something in desperation, and that will definitely be high in sugar or high in fat. Easy food swaps. So I was talking to somebody about eating in my car. I will eat sweets, crisps, even full-on cakes while I'm driving. The moment I've got a whole tray of sliced pink lady apples in my car, that's what I'm eating. So it's just replacing one thing with something else. I like the apples, it's just the sweets are easier to pick up, aren't they? Prepare. Prepare will be on nearly every slide. So a few pointers in what will make a difference to the choices that we do make. So don't get hungry. The moment that you're hungry, it's like a chemical reaction in your body. Your body is desperately needing energy and fast. So the food that it will then crave is sugary, high fat, high calories, even things like full sugar fizzy drinks are like a quick injection of energy, which is what your body needs if you get too hungry. You're then making decisions on an empty stomach, and we all know how that ends. Have things available like sliced fruit and cooked protein. Now, I have never chopped an apple in my life, but I love them. But I buy them pre-chopped. It's probably more expensive, but have it available and it's easy then to make a better choice because it's so easy just to pick up a slice of apple. Plan weekly meals and brownie points if you can make a dinner that can also double up as lunch the next day, especially if you're out and about at work where like a packed lunch would really turn your day around. Lunch is one of the biggest hurdles for people who are out working because you feel like you've got to allocate a Sunday to meal prep, but we just have to be smart when we are in the kitchen. The meal prep myth. This is me all over. I am not organized. I am not into like batch cooking, but you don't need to meal prep. You just need a plan. So examples of a plan that don't look like giving your whole weekend to preparing the meals for the week ahead. Write down 3 dinner ideas for the week. If they can double up as lunch the next day, incredible. Amanda does it. Amanda's going to be like the teacher's pet for this whole thing. But Amanda does this one day a week. She writes a meal plan for her children and herself. Sometimes the dinner from the night before is a really easy, quick lunch for the next day, but she's only had to cook on one occasion. So she's done two meals in one moment. Always cook extra protein. So we're all striving for more and more protein all the time. This is the hardest part of hitting your nutritional targets because nearly all the protein needs to be cooked, whether it's eggs, meat, fish, even things like beans, you need to cook them. So if you are cooking, especially at dinner time, just double up on the chicken, steak, salmon, whatever it is. If it's already cooked, you've got it there ready. So it doesn't take a huge amount of effort. It's just putting extra in the pan. And have 2 emergency meals for crazy days. So I always have those little protein oat pots in my cupboard and ready meals in the fridge. So ideally, we would all be eating delicious, organic, whole food for everything that we put in our mouth. But the reality is, if you're unorganized, don't have time, forgot to do something, and you've got a ready meal, it's portion controlled. You know the calories, you can scan the barcode into MyFitnessPal, and it really removes the risk of eating crisps, pate and bread, cheese, like anything that's in the cupboard because you're hungry and you don't have a better option. The other thing that I always have at home is the Fage 0% Greek yogurt. It has a really long, like, best before date. So it's always there. It's high in protein, low calories, and I can put honey on and it's sweet. We will be successful when we are making fewer decisions under pressure. So as soon as we are hungry, late, tired, annoyed, we're making decisions that our brain wouldn't make. It's like our chimp all of a sudden is making these decisions. So if we can prepare ourselves for those moments, because they 100% will come, we'll be better equipped to make good decisions in the moment. One thing I've said to lots of you is, if you imagine that you had a butler and that butler's whole job was to make it as easy as possible for you to hit your steps, eat well, do your exercise, think of the things that the butler would do. Things like if I got up in the morning and my clothes were hung up ready for me just to put on, my breakfast was prepared and in the fridge ready for me to take, my lunch was done, I just had to take it to work with me. You can do those things. Just imagine that you're your own special butler and your whole job, which you'll think, you knob, I've got a family, I've got 13 jobs and 8 cats. But if you can imagine, even for half an hour a day, your job is to prepare yourself for tomorrow so that everything's easy. Movement mindset. So I think this is another hurdle that we overcome, and I hope we overcome it pretty quickly. However, lots of people don't trust me when I say this. We have spent our whole lives being told that basically eat less, move more, and as hard and fast as possible, and we will be slim, toned, strong, fast, whatever it is we're aiming for. The reality is, exercise doesn't have to be hard, and there's lots of people in this group that I'm actually negotiating taking exercise out of their program. So a few different types of exercise, low intensity, steady state exercise. This is actually preferred for weight loss because things like walking, anything where you can easily breathe, there's lots of oxygen available to oxidize fat. So it's low impact, low risk, we're not dreading it, and it's ideal for the goal that most of us have got. Strength is incredible. We need to build confidence with this for people that have not done it before, but over the long term, resistance training will help us to build more lean muscle mass, which will give a more toned athletic appearance, but also it's low intensity, and over time it boosts your metabolism. The more muscles that we've got, the more energy we use just resting, walking around, doing the washing. So the more muscles we've got, the more fuel it takes to just do the normal movements that we do already. This is like a long-term goal, and it is by far the best when we're looking at a long, healthy, happy, independent life. The final thing, I'm over it, HIIT. So this is anything high intensity I've put into this category, but things that are fast, hard, you're gasping for breath, you're sweating. This is really good for heart health, mental health. It gives you a real time high calorie burn. So we get a lot of bang for our buck in the moment for this exercise. The downside of it is lots of people struggle with it. It's not ideal for example, oxidizing body fat, and it's a bit more high risk when it comes to the fact that we would probably more likely skip a HIIT type workout than we would a walk. It's trying to get the balance. Some people love it, and if you love it, good for you. Like, it's great exercise, good for your health, good for your mental health, especially. So how are we going to make sure that we are hitting our exercise, ticking the things off that we promise we'll do each day and each week? Here are some pointers. So book it in, make it a non-negotiable appointment. You might have seen True Coach has removed the ability for people to swap their workout dates. I have told them, and they are going to get their technical team to look at it. But if you say that you're going to go for a walk, go to the gym, whatever it is, on a Monday at 5 p.m., make sure you do. The moment that you miss it, you feel that you're behind, and it's just a negative mindset cycle that starts. Even better if it's the same routine each week. Obviously, that's not possible for everybody, but you know where you are and what you're doing every single day. Walks count. Don't dismiss a walk. Walks are excellent. We get our steps up. It's low impact. We feel good. It's good for your mental health. It can be a social thing, especially for people who are social butterflies. Instead of meeting your friends at a pub, why don't you go for a walk? Prep. This goes back to the butler. So get things as ready and as easy for you as possible. So set your clothes out, take your kit to work. Lots of people, the hurdle is when you come home and sit down, either you don't get back up again, or you've got a list of jobs to do that are longer than your arm, and next thing you know, it's like 10 o'clock and you're late to bed. The other thing, make it fun. If you like group classes, obviously you can come to my Friday ones, but book any class that you like. Go with friends if you've got creepy friends that want to go and exercise with you, but try and make it as fun as possible. And finally, track. When we track things like the distance that you cover on your walk, or we track your heart rate and see it going down over time in your group classes, it gives you a sense of achievement. It takes the onus off of the scale weight, and we start to see things like you are getting fitter, you are getting faster, you can achieve hard things. And that positive reinforcement just makes it more and more likely that you're going to repeat the process again. Is everyone okay so far? Right, this is probably my most important slide. So habit stacking. We want to make good habits just automatic. The moment that they are, life is easy. We don't need to be disciplined. So the key to making good habits are, number one, make it obvious. How many times have you bought healthy food and it's just gone out of date in the cupboard or the fridge? It needs to be visible so that you are remembering that you've got it there and that it's an option. If you can't see it, you will forget about it. Make it easy. So we want the good options to be easier than the hard options. Things like having fruit and healthy snacks at home and having chocolate only at the shop. So it's actually easier to grab an apple than it is to go to the shop and get some chocolate, and make it satisfying. So sometimes we would reward ourselves for things. It's satisfying when you tick things off on True Coach and you can just see that you're achieving every single thing every single day. But we want to feel that positive feeling that you've ticked everything off. Lists are great for this. So habit stacking. There are lots of habits that we've already got, good and bad, but we can use those habits to piggyback the next habit that we want to build. And this is like habits for beginners. So for example, if every night when you brush your teeth before you go to bed, the next thing you do is lay your gym clothes out, and then every time you lay your gym clothes out, you put your trainers by the door, you can build on that stack. So let the brushing your teeth be the trigger to do the other two things. So try and group them together because you've already established one habit that you do without negotiation. Things like water. Every time you boil the kettle, fill your water bottle up while you're waiting for it to boil, and then drink a glass of water before you drink your tea or coffee. Again, a little cycle that you can just piggyback to the kettle boiling and make something positive from it. And another example, cook when you're cooking dinner. So, especially if you're a parent, you're all cooking dinner for people. While you're cooking that dinner, just slice up some extra veg and then put it in a lunchbox. So, you've spent no extra time, it's no extra effort, you're there anyway, but now you've got a snack or an ingredient that's prepared for you for when you need it. Don't break the chain. So small streaks equal big results. Some of you are pretty new to this program. Some of you have been here for a few months. Even in the space of 1 week, so 7 days, you can have a really great week results wise, or you can have like a mediocre week and you'll see it quite quickly. So just keep ticking things off. And the more you tick off, the more you'll want to tick off. It just snowballs. Whereas the same thing, if you start missing things, that snowballs too, and it's hard to get back into it. One missed task, activity, or even whole day is not a failure. It is just life and it's just data. If you miss a day, I would probably say, hey, are you okay? And then you'll say, yes, sorry, just busy. And we'll get straight back to it. It's when we're missing days in a row that all of a sudden we've got no control. It's not just a busy day, we're just not doing it. And never miss twice. I thought this photo was really good because let's say you miss your walk today, but you've done everything else. When you look at this puzzle, there's one piece missing, but the bigger picture still looks good. You can still see what it is and where we're going. So just missing one thing is no problem. Missing multiple, and then we can't even see the picture that we're looking at. Oh, we're nearly through. Support and accountability. So, accountability and responsibility will always be willpower. You have all got a level of accountability with True Coach and me stalking you, but taking responsibility for what you've set to achieve will also boost this. Don't let yourself down. You invested in this, you are putting the time and effort in. Hopefully, you learn heaps along the way, but in the meantime, take responsibility for doing well. I obviously check your diary every day and I analyze your diary every week. So when I do the weekly overview, I really want to promote that generally good culture. So I don't look at and nitpick each individual day. If one day we have no steps and go over our calories, but another day we're over both, brilliant. We're exactly where we need to be. So we want that balancing act. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look good over the space of 7 days. And use the group. Every single person has had the same conversation with me, whether it be what you want to achieve, what your challenges are, and you're all really nice. I wouldn't do the group call if you weren't all really nice. So do use the group. People are at all different stages in this process. So some people are brand new, some people are literally could probably run this call on my behalf. Use each other, and even when someone says, you know what, me too, you don't feel so rubbish and like hopeless, like it's just you and everyone else is smashing it, because that's not the case. The most successful people in the group and the people that you see on my transformations on social media, they are not always on it. They just don't go missing when things get hard. So everybody in here has had rubbish days, rubbish weeks, even a rubbish run. But the point is we stick with it long enough to get the end goal. Just talk to me. I'm approachable. So we are near it now. Set boundaries to protect priorities. This could be, I did have loads of pictures of like work, people, partners, blanket, the rat. People will infiltrate your time, your boundaries, what you're trying to achieve, and nobody will respect your effort as much as you and probably me. So if somebody tries to pressure you to eat, drink, go out when you don't want to, stay up late, whatever it is, protect those boundaries and protect your time. It can be that and I'm a people pleaser. I can often be like captured or trapped and think, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do, but here I am. Try and set the boundaries. And this isn't just for weight loss or building muscle or getting fitter. This applies to everything in your whole life. Do not be derailed by other people encroaching on your time. And be confident to say, I would love to do that, but I've got to do this, unless it's to me. Your next moves, things that we can do literally as of today. So, firstly, food swap. Rather than actually legit just swapping a burger for a salad, I would do things like have a look at your yogurt, your cereal, your lunch, and try to make a swap for something with higher protein or lower calories or more fiber. So have a look at some of the food that you eat regularly. And if you need help doing this, ask me. Say, this is what I have every day. Do you think? If I see it in your food diary, I will suggest it. A really common one is the Yeo Valley yogurt. I would always swap that for the Faye 0% Greek yogurt. Next one, book your next 3 workouts in your diary. So it could be a walk, it could be a Zoom, it could be the gym, but book them in like an appointment and see how much more likely you are to be organized for it and actually get it done. Although lots of you are pretty good at that. Set one stackable daily habit. Ideally, it would be to do with food, sleep, like a healthy lifestyle, but it could be anything. But think of something that you do every day, even if it is brush your teeth in the morning, and try and add something to it and practice it for 7 days. Let me know what it is and let me know how you get on with it, because it's like the basic first steps of building good habits. One meal prep task. This, you don't have to do all of these, you can just pick. One meal prep task. Meal prep could be write a weekly meal plan. It could be go to the food shop. It could be prepare vegetables or fruit or a lunch. It could be literally anything that means you're best prepared for the future you to eat well. And finally, share your hurdles and tips and hacks in the group chat. Some people are excellent at this and they make the group, to be honest, but do speak up. Everybody is facing exactly the same thing and working towards the same thing. So it would feel nice for you to know that it's not just you with the hurdles or trouble that you've got and somebody else can help you. And normally it will be Sophie or Layla. Let's wrap it up. That's perfect timing. So just a run through of what we've gone through. Your environment matters. Set yourself up for success and protect your boundaries. We need a plan, not perfection. If we're striving for perfect, that's why we're stuck in this yo-yo dieting cycle. So long as it's realistic, we will get where we need to be. Habits are systems, not flukes. These people are not just born disciplined and sporty and athletic and perfect. They've just got these systems in place that make it easy for them to make good decisions. Support and accountability, no solo struggle. None of you are on your own in this. You've got me, but you do also have each other. Consistency means flexibility, not rigidity. If you can't do a workout on a Monday, but you do it on a Tuesday, I would celebrate that 100%. And thank you. So this was just the last page. If anyone has got any questions, hurdles, anything that you want to problem solve now, I'll stop sharing my screen and we can have a chat about it. We did it.